Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Jones, better known as the Turf Teacher. Welcome to the course entitled Business and Marketing Tools. Guys, this class is worth one continuing education credit for your North Carolina Irrigation Contractors Licensing Board license renewal. And this is a brand new course for December of 2019. It has been given a course number of 11819 by the NCICLB. So this is for an irrigation credit for 1 business hour. And guys, listen to the title of the course, Business and Marketing Tools. So we're going to talk about two different things here. We're going to talk about business tools and we're going to talk about marketing tools. And you've heard me in the past. I'm always talking about social media. I'm always talking about staying organized. And we're going to discuss those a little bit more in detail. And I'll kind of bring in some software packages that we're using and kind of relate it to not only our landscape business, but to our Christmas lighting business that we start, in mid-October. We actually start reviewing all those quotes and estimates and things from the previous year and the lighting installs that we've done. And so we reach out to those customers mid-October. And we're even putting up lights, by the end of October. Halloween is a great day to decorate your existing Christmas light customers. And you might ask why. Well, if you're out in a neighborhood on Halloween and you're decorating for Christmas lights, because a lot of people, November 1st, people want those Christmas lights on. A lot of people do. You've got your customer that's going to wait until Thanksgiving. Yes, and that's A-okay. But then you've got that mother that wants to decorate the house. As soon as Halloween's over, she's got the orange decorations down and she's putting up red and white for Christmas. So just think about it. If you're out in a neighborhood that's really, really busy and active with trick-or-treaters, why would you not want to put up some Christmas lights and pass out candy for Halloween? It is a great marketing tool to do that, and it gets a lot of attention when you're doing that. So we'll bring that in to this class. We'll talk business and we'll talk some marketing. It's a short lecture. I am going to talk for an hour, but there's only 20 slides, and that includes one for the intro slide and one for the closing slide. But this information I do take from the Landscape Contractor's Guide to Business, Law, and Project Management. The NASCLA is the organization that published this textbook. Guys, I recommend getting this, no matter what state you're in, no matter what business or industry you're in. If you're an irrigation contractor, if you're a landscape contractor, or even a general contractor, they have the books pertaining to your industry. Now, yes, the landscape contractor I would recommend for the irrigation contractor, because most of us have both of those licensed. But there is a separate book for home building. It has a burgundy 3-ring binder or binding to it, whereas the landscape contractor has a light blue. And you can order the one for the landscape contractors from the NCLCLB website. That is the North Carolina Landscape Contractors Licensing Board's website. So I would highly recommend ordering that book. It's very inexpensive and it's got a lot of good information from it, and we use it as a textbook at the college. And so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to discuss our objectives. We're going to talk about time management, and that, guys, is always been an issue with most contractors. I believe we are so busy, but we do have to start organizing our time. Using our cell phones and using the apps on it, the calendar reminders. Guys, you got Google Calendar, you've got Microsoft Outlook. All of those can be downloaded to your iPhone or any other type of smartphone, and you need to start using it. You've got to stay on point. Guys, we use Jobber. I recommend Jobber highly. I am not under any contract to sell you this software, guys, but I push out products that I truly believe in it. They're not giving me 1 penny for it. I don't want money. I don't want to be sponsored or anything like that. I'm helping you, the irrigation contractor, and I'm telling you guys what we use. But we use Jobber, We've got all of our jobs scheduled in it. You can have it set up for multiple, account managers or managers within the company. And you open up your Jobber app and voila, there is your schedule. And the good thing about that is, guys, if you've got an office manager that's answering the phone, they can then log into the app and then schedule an estimate for you or a job request, and it's going to notify you. That is 100% a good way for a landscape contractor to use time management skills. Delegation. Always an issue when it comes to being that entrepreneur. Who are we going to delegate to? Well, a lot of the times we like wearing way too many hats. We've got to get away from wearing all of the hats. We have to relinquish some of the control. Some of us are control freaks. We have to have our hands in everything. And it's okay having your hands in everything, but you still got to trust and empower your employees to do some of this for you. And I always get this feedback, Eric, I can't find that employee that can do that. Yes, you can if you're looking in the right places. Guys, you can't get that manager type position off Craigslist. You need to look on Indeed. You need to be advertising on your website, on your social media site. But I tell contractors this over and over again, you've got to get in front of the high school students. Guys, not everyone is meant for college, and not everyone is meant for the military. You need to be in front of those high school students that are going to be graduating this year, talking to them about, hey, your company, what you can offer for them. If they are interested in maybe attending a community college, giving them some kind of tuition assistance, but building that relationship with the younger generation. Everybody talks about the millennials not wanting to work and do everything. They stay on their cell phones all the time. Yes, that may be true, but guys, who raised these millennials? We did, our generation. It's the older generation that's raised these kids to where they're at. So it's time to whoop them into shape and kind of teach them some work ethics. A lot of them want to work hard. They do. And you find that niche group of high school students, they've got friends. They can actually be a feeder for you for several years with individuals graduating high school. So take a look at it and don't be afraid, because you need those employees that you can delegate to. Business ethics. Wow, that's a big word right there. So, guys, we got to remain ethical, and that kind of goes back to that saying, we're colleagues, we're not competitors. I'm not going to steal work from anybody, and I know people aren't going to. Yes, there's been individuals that's tried stealing work from us, and guys, it just doesn't pay off. It doesn't work. Those individuals get weeded out a little bit later, so don't lower your standards or don't lower your ethics to try to get a job. Eventually the homeowner or those homeowners associations, they're going to figure out that, they made an oops. And it's happened to us time and time again. We don't get a contract renewed because somebody comes in and undercuts us. Well, guys, guess what? The following year they call us back, and we've actually had them say, hey, sorry, we shouldn't have done that. That was a horrible mistake. People learn, you got to get over it, but we didn't lower our ethical standards to try to come in or go after their work at other properties. Our work speaks for itself, and they're going to call us back. Technology, guys, it's there every single day. You've just heard me talk about Jobber and how we're using it. We're using it strong. This is the first year we've actually implemented it into our Christmas lighting business. It has worked out wonders. You have to take advantage of this technology that's there. Well, Eric, I don't want to spend the money. Guys, I don't want to hear that. It helps you save money time and time again. Just like we've switched over to a payroll service starting on January 1st. My mom's getting a little tired of having to write the checks and do the payroll taxes and everything else. So we've gone to a service, payroll service, ADP. It's working out great. I use it in Turf Teacher already with my employees. And so we're implementing it into Elite Landscape Service starting January 1st. And I'm really excited about that. Very inexpensive for what we have to pay. We've always had to rush home on Friday afternoons and write the paychecks where we could have stayed on a job, 30 minutes later. And been able to finish a job and probably get paid because, Friday afternoon customers are coming in. Hey, can I go ahead and get that check? So guys, you got to use the technology services that are out there. You need to streamline your business and eliminate having to wear all of the hats that most business owners do. Small business assistance and loans, we'll talk a little bit about that. Yes, we've borrowed money from banks, and a lot of you guys probably have used, farm credit. They've always helped out landscapers and farmers of that nature. Small business certifications. I don't know so much about the small business certifications, and we've never tried for anything. I probably need to, being a retired disabled veteran, U.S. Army retired, served in the Navy as well. So yes, I've been to 2 basic trainings, but done 17 years before I was injured in the Army Reserves and retired. Executing a marketing plan. We've got to really focus on the customers that we want, and we can target our customers through the use of social media. And we talked a little bit about that in the plan and business structures lectures. If you've seen that, printed marketing materials, I do strongly believe in that, guys. We still get some luck off of flyers. If we do a nice landscape job for someone, we're going to stick a flyer on the door or mailbox that's pertaining to our company, and then it's going to list every social media site. And it doesn't have to be, guys, like a flyer, like a nice trifold, like a little brochure about your company. I do recommend that. I recommend it being 4-color. It needs to pop. It don't need to look like it was printed off of your inkjet printer. You need to have a professional printer do that for you with examples of work, but list every single social media site that you have, guys. Please use that. Please have all your social media, your website, and your contact information on all printed material. But, printed materials doesn't necessarily have to be that. You need to have nice business cards. You need to have those nice brochures. You need to have the nice letterhead that's coming out of the office if you do have to send out a letter. And that all needs to be a part of your marketing plan. And people kind of laugh at me sometimes when I say, hey, we'll put a trifold on the door, but it works. It just lets them know, hey, we're here working at your neighbor's house. If you're interested, give us a call, check us out on social media. And it's kind of almost like a courtesy, introducing ourselves, saying, hey, we'll be here working for the next few days. Let us know if there's anything that you can need. Promotional materials and public relations. I can't speak highly enough about using a press release. When we started doing Christmas lights, guys, we did a press release and we got unbelievable amount of attention from that. And that is the one thing that we are all striving for, is attention. But I did that press release. I sent it to all the local newspapers. I sent it to all the local news channel, all the local radio stations. And wow, every single one of them wanted to come out and do an interview, guys. It didn't cost us a dime. It cost me just a little bit of time to write the press release, lick the stamp and stick it in an envelope and mail it off, and people were really pleased to see that. It gave the reporters some good news to report about. Effective selling skills. Well, that is just something you're going to have to develop over time. And I've always heard this, and I have repeated it a time or two. If you're having trouble selling, why not go work for a car dealership for about 6 months? They're going to teach you everything you need to know about selling, and it's a good way to do it. But I've had the knack for it. I guess I've been blessed for it. My dad always kids with me. He said, son, you could sell a bucket of water in a flood if you had to. It's just one of those things that I feel comfortable doing. I love talking to people. I love being in front of people talking about my business. And so I'm just kind of able to do that. But you need to practice that. Look in the mirror, talk to yourself, get that, just get feeling comfortable bragging a little bit on yourself. It's okay to do that, guys. It's confidence, not arrogance. And that's always going to help you to sell to your customers. Organizing the sales process. All right, you've done that estimate. Well, what's next? How does it get filtered into the company, and how does it get on the schedule, and how do you take care of that client? You need to organize it. And again, things like Jobber helps you do that. And then your sales presentations. How do you actually sell your company? Well, I've always said this, you get that call from the client, and it may be a little different. You may just only be mowing, or you may be a design build firm. But I think this can help in every situation if you get that phone call. Mr. and Miss Smith call, or Miss Smith says, hey, this is Miss Smith. I'd like for you to come out and do an estimate. We want a price on mowing, and we'd also like to talk to you about possibly redoing our foundation planting. They're just overgrown. They just look a mess. And, we've been here for about 2 years now, and it's just time to go ahead and get the yard looking right. Bingo. Hey, she wants mowing. That means she wants a monthly maintenance contract, and she wants some landscaping done. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up on GIS or Geodata, or ask her, say, hey, Miss Smith, do you have a copy of the survey? Well, Eric, I think I do. I don't know where it's at. Let me see. And if I do, is there a way I can email it to you or take a picture and text it to you? Sure. Here's my information. By the way, Miss Smith, I'm going to look on Forsyth County Geodata, and I'm going to see if I can pull one off. And I'll let you know if I do find one. And if I do find it, print it off. I'm going to sketch it out real quick. It takes me 10 minutes to blow up a site plan, guys. Get good at that. Get good at drawing and sketching and being able to do that. So when you go there, you've got something you can take good notes on it. Miss Smith, I can be there tomorrow at 4 o'clock. What do you think? Will Mr. Smith be home as well? Yes. He's semi-retired, so he'll be home tomorrow at 4. Well, I'd like to be there. Let's sit down and talk about what you want at 4 o'clock. But if you don't mind, I'm gonna get there about 3:45, and I'm gonna walk around and take some notes before we sit down and talk. Sure, Eric. Well, we'll see you tomorrow about 4. Just come on and help yourself. You get there at 3:45, you're walking around, you're taking notes, you're taking pictures with your cell phone, again, using that technology that's in your pocket, and you're walking around doing a site inventory and analysis really, really quick with some color pencils. Ring that doorbell. Hey, Miss Smith, let's talk about what you want. We'll come on in and sit down at the kitchen table. We'll talk about it. We got your brochure when you did the Johnson's house down the street the other day, and that's kind of what got us in. Well, good. And then we saw your Facebook page. You see how all this is tying together, guys. That is my sales presentation. And I've just sat down with her. I've already convinced them that I'm a professional. You've got to go in and do this. You can't go in with a composition notebook taking notes and saying, well, let me figure it right here a minute, and I think we can do it. We can mow it for $40, and we'll rip out that front foundation for about $600 and put you in some stuff. Well, what plants you going to put in for? Well, I just figured I'd go down to the nursery, and they kind of tell me what would look good right here. No, do the sales presentation, be professional, and do it right, and you're going to win every single time. Guys, this industry is full of people that are unprofessional. You've seen it. You see it every single day. Hey, we're the ones you're listening to this because you have a license. Excuse me, I talk too much and then start coughing. But the industry is full of people that are very unprofessional. And so, guys, all you've got to do is simple stuff like this, and you're going to sell the job each and every time. Time management. So we're going to break these down, these objectives, pretty quick. And so we'll first start about time management. Time is money. You have to use it wisely. Guys, we're only given 24 hours a day. And the good thing about those 24 hours, each and every one of us is given those 24 hours equally. It depends on how we use it. You have to set goals. Effective goal setting is a key cornerstone to time management success. What is it that you want to get accomplished this week? What do you want to get accomplished this month? What do you want to get accomplished this year? You have to write it down. Good friend of mine that owns Titan Graphic Works that does all of our printed materials, from t-shirts to hats to business cards to logo design. Lee's done a great job with us on that. He's always told me, he said, Eric, you need a huge whiteboard in your office or in your shop that you can just see these goals every single day, or schedule it out. What is it that you want to accomplish today, tomorrow, this week, this month, and this year? And have those goals and just a huge whiteboard. Guys, you can actually buy the paint and actually paint one of your walls that you can write on and make it a whiteboard. And that was a very, very good tip, because when you can see it in front of you, you're gonna accomplish it. You can't think about it and not write it down. It's never gonna get done. And so prioritize your task daily. And again, Jobber will help you do that. And guys, I stress to you again, I'm not getting one penny from Jobber. I don't even give out my code for you guys. I'm just telling you about Jobber because I believe in the product, and it has helped us organize our company. And yes, there's other great softwares out there. It's whatever fits you. Jobber fit us. We've tried them all. We've tried TurfHop. We've tried Clip. And Jobber really worked the best for us. But you got to prioritize your tasks daily. You've got to organize it. You've got to delegate effectively when possible. We just talked about delegation, right? So you've got to find that crew leader. You've got to find those managers, account managers that you can trust and actually help them grow within your business. Use checklists and calendars. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, write this stuff down. You know, I get mad at my dad. I love him to death, but my dad thinks he can keep everything up here between his ears. I'm like, Dad, you got to write it down. And that's what we get him for Christmas. We get him nice leather pad folios. We'll get him an iPad. We'll get him everything to kind of organize. He's like, I don't need that. I got it up here. Well, he's starting to realize, dang it, I forgot that. You know, well, Dad, hey, on your iPhone that's brand new, there's the Jobber app. Use it. Open it up. We've got you scheduled. We can schedule your appointments. When the phone rings in the office, we can look on that calendar and say, well, Orville's got time between 2 and 3. Miss Smith, would you like for somebody to come by about 3 o'clock? Orville's free. Yes, we'll be here waiting. So schedule it. Send him that notification. It's done. Stay organized. Have the checklist and that calendar up to date. Guys, I don't know how I would function without my my Outlook calendar. I use the Outlook calendar at the college. We're required to do that to keep up with our classes and meeting schedules. And I've got that linked to my Google Calendar, and it pops up on my cell phone all the time. And then I can use, you're going to hear her say something here in a second, but I can always ask, hey, Alexa, what's on my schedule today?
There's nothing scheduled for the rest of the day.
And so you heard my Alexa just speak and tell me that there is nothing on my schedule for today. I blocked out today to record these lectures. But when I have something scheduled, when classes are in session on campus, it's going to tell me everything that I've got due today. And it also is combined with my Google Calendar, pulls everything over. And so I can schedule afternoon appointments with clients and things of that nature. And do not procrastinate, guys. And I have to admit, I am one to procrastinate. And I don't know if it's human nature. I do my best work when I'm under pressure or when I'm under the gun. I love it. I can stay up all night and get a design done or get a project done, and it is fantastic. I can work on it days and days before, and it's just not as good unless I wait till the last minute. But I'm telling you, don't procrastinate. When you can get something done, go ahead and get it done. And do what I say, not as I do when it comes to that point of running your business. Delegation. Wow, you can't do it all, but most of us think we can, and delegation is key. You've got to prepare to delegate. Delegation is a way of developing your employees and building a solid team. And so, guys, you have to relinquish some of that control and some of that power. And that is probably the toughest thing to do. That has been the toughest thing for my dad to do. Even when it comes to my brother and my mother, Dad still has to be in charge. Just like this morning, we had an issue with the internet in the office. I had the technician scheduled for first thing this morning, showing him what we needed. My dad had to come in and say, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Do you need any help or anything? Like, no, Dad, we got this. This is Spectrum fixing our Wi-Fi that we haven't been able to connect to for a couple of days. They're here to get that fixed. Okay, I just want to make sure. Again, let people handle what they need to handle. Have that trust, have that empower. You don't have to have your finger in every little thing. And so how to delegate? How do I do that as a landscape contractor? Well, first you got to identify a person for the task. Who do you think who's the best for this? If you've got an individual in your company that really loves the irrigation, then delegate them to be the irrigation crew leader or the irrigation account manager. Guys, if you really get to know your employees, on a one-to-one basis and know their personal life, know their family, you're going to find out what their passion is. Yes, they're working in the green industry because they like it. They like being outside. They love nature. So that typically draws those people in. But I can promise you that every employee that you have, there's something that they dislike doing and there's something that they really like doing in your business. Find out what it is. You might be surprised. You might be surprised that employee number one really likes doing pruning, but you've had them on a mowing crew all this time and they're not as happy, and they're always wondering, well, man, I've studied horticulture. I know plant science. I know when to prune things, and that's kind of my forte. I'd like to do that. Talk to them, get to know them. That's how you can delegate what needs to be done, and it's based on what they usually like to do. Explain the task clearly and make sure you are understood. What is it that you want them to do? And I've messed up there. I've told somebody to do it and I've not clarified that they understand me 100%, or do they even know how to do it? We're under so much pressure and we're under time restraints that a lot of times we'll just say, hey, employee number one, go do this. Employee number two, go do this. And it really should be vice versa. You've got to make sure that they understand what you need to do. And a lot of that goes back to what their personal passion is. Follow up with the person throughout the process. Don't tell them just to go do the job and not check in with them. People need that feedback. And guys, unfortunately, today's young people, they need praise. They need to feel good about it. You know, I don't need that. I don't need the pat on the back. I don't need to say thank you. All I need is that paycheck, or that contract payment from the customer. That lets me know, hey, I've done a good job. I don't need that, and it's kind of hard for me sometimes to remember that the younger people need that today, and everybody needs a little bit of encouragement and praise. I'm just not that way, and so I have to remind myself, do that. And when I follow up through with my employee, I'm telling them, thank you. Hey, this means a lot to me. You've done a good job, and really, when I don't need it, I have to make myself do it because it pays off. It does, guys. And you've got to do that, and you've got to build a support team, and you've got to be HR. You have to be that HR CEO. You have to take care of your people. Give that positive feedback and provide guidance on how the task can be improved. Hey, you did a really good job, but you know what? You could have got it done a little bit faster if you'd have done it like this, or did it like this, and kind of let them know. But let them know that you were watching them and that they did do a good job. But hey, if you want to get done a little bit faster, because we've got you on a little bit of commission here. If you get it done, if you do it like this, you might be able to get a little bit more money. Money talks, right? Business ethics. Again, your reputation. Practicing good business ethics is not only the right thing to do, it is the best way to avoid litigation. Yes, none of us wants to end up in court. And so guys, again, like I said, doing the right thing is always the right thing. There's been times I've had to bite my tongue. I'm not going to lie. It hurts. Your ego and your insecurities don't want to take that L. If somebody, steals a job from you, or, an employee leaves, the best thing to do is to forget about it fast, move on, and carry out your day-to-day operations without any negativity. But let's define ethics. As it applies to business, means behaving in a trustworthy, fair, honest, and respectful manner toward everyone whom you interact. It is a code of conduct. Now, code of conduct. And if you notice, the North Carolina Landscape Contractors Licensing Board has a code of ethics. I have it printed and it's hanging on my office door. And I read it every single day when I walk in. Because, guys, we need to be reminded that, hey, we are professionals. We need to do the right thing, and it doesn't matter. And I had an instance where a guy I actually went to high school with started his business. He's both a landscape contractor, pesticide applicator. I'm not sure if he's got irrigation, but he likes to talk trash, and he likes to downgrade every single individual that he feels is his competitor. He's the guy that's never going to look at this industry as we're colleagues. versus competitors. Everybody's his competitor, and he's out to cutthroat everybody. He's not. He's the one that'll say, "Hey, I'll do the job for free just as long as they don't get it." I mean, he's got that mentality, and you can't have that, guys. And I've never, not one time ever, talked trash about somebody that was bidding on a job that we were bidding on. I won't do it. When you start talking trash about people in the industry to one of your potential clients, let's say you're bidding on a HOA project or you're bidding on a residential irrigation job, and the customer's going to talk to 2 or 3 people. Yes, that's their right. Well, I'm going to go there and I'm going to sell me. Me sells me on its own. I don't have to talk junk about the other 2 people that's bidding on the job with me. Oh, so you're using them? Yeah, I wouldn't hire them for nothing. They've been known to do this and do that. I'm never like that. But the guy I graduated high school with, he'll do that in a heartbeat. And I've had the homeowners tell me that. Said, yeah, they don't like you. They don't like you guys. They talked a lot of trash. Well, we'll just say, well, everybody's got their own opinion. I'm here to sell me. I'm not here to belittle him or anything like that. But here's our quote, here's our reference list, and it speaks for itself, guys. And you know what? We end up getting the job. Don't talk trash about your competitors. Make this industry strong, guys. Work together. Never talk trash. Technology, my favorite. All right. So, how many of you guys got a printer or a laptop, sitting in the back seat of your truck? Good thing to have. Well, guys, they've got these little portable printers too that connect to your phone, and you can print it right there. But guys, we don't necessarily have to use printers that much anymore. I like Jobber, guys. I can take my tablet out there, and again, like I said, guys, I'm not getting anything from them, but I can open up the app on my iPad, or if I take my Surface Pro, I've got it on both, but I like my iPad because I can open up that Jobber app. I can already open up the client because guess what? They've called the office. It's been entered into Jobber as a request. You go and you do the request. That turns into a quote. I can quote it right there. Email it to the client right there. I'm talking to them about it. They're looking at it on my screen with the iPencil. It's emailed to them right there to their phone. They open it up. They can approve it right there. There's no need to have a printer. But if you still want to be old school and do that, that is 100% fine. And if you're still even older than that and like the old school and still like the carbon copy forms to do your estimates, that's fine too. That would go back to your printed materials. But you need to be out in the field, and you need to have access to these documents and stuff. And a great way to do it is through a iPad or iPhone or any of the tablets that are out there. Scanner. There's no need to actually have a scanner. I used to have this set up in my truck, guys, years ago. I had a laptop that was mounted right beside my driver's seat. I had a printer in the back that was one of those multi-scanner things. It done 3 things. It scanned, copied, and printed. And I had the cables running into it. I had to have one of those converters, AC to DC. But man, I was just thinking now, my Jeep, now that I go and do estimates in, got a plug in it. I can actually plug any type of appliance or printer or laptop into it right there. And you've even got USB connections in some of the newer vehicles out there. But everything can be done on a tablet. Be mobile, be agile, get out there and not have to have all this stuff. You can do it. And on your phone, there's the scanner app that you can actually take a picture and it can convert it into a PDF automatically. And if you're subscribed to the Adobe Acrobat services or the Adobe Suite, that's very inexpensive, like $12 a month. And we use Adobe all the time. It is marvelous. That's how you guys get your proof of attendance, right? Is through the Adobe PDF that we create. And so all that can be done from a cell phone or tablet, very easy. Everybody's got the cell phone or smartphone. Everybody's got that digital camera that's built into your smartphone. And guys, the newer cameras, they keep getting better and better. The newer phones, they keep getting better and better with their digital photography. You don't need a DSLR anymore. I mean, it can be done on your phone. And then Office Suite, you got to have MS Word, stuff like that. And then the PDF software. I highly recommend that. Guys, if you are signing contracts and everything like that, all this can be done digitally with the Adobe Suite. And really, when it comes back to marketing your company, if you go ahead and subscribe to the Adobe Suite, you're going to get Adobe Audition that you can do a podcast. You've got the software to edit your videos. If you're doing a vlog, I mean, guys, we have the tools in our back pocket readily available that top ad agencies back in the days didn't have. We have access to all of this right now. We can promote our companies and organize our companies all with these smartphones. These smartphones that we have, guys, were more powerful than the computers Ronald Reagan had to run the free world. We have this information in our back pocket or front pocket. It is unbelievable how much we can run our business through a tablet or phone. And then last but not least, under technology is that iPad or that tablet. Like I said, that's how I use Jobber. I have the pencil. I can actually do sketches on my iPad. I use it every single day. It's remarkable, and I don't have that laptop in the truck. I don't have that bulky printer sitting in the back. I email everything right to the client there with the quote. They can approve it in the email that I sent to them. It automatically links back to Jobber, and boom, we're done. And then with Jobber payments, we can get paid a lot quicker. And that's the whole key, right? We're not a bank. We don't need to be financing people's projects. And when you make it simple enough to pay, they're going to pay you. You have to accept credit cards. I'm not giving that 1.2% to the credit card companies. I'm not going to do it. My God, guys, you know how easy that is to fix? Just add $5 to your cost and it's covered. I don't get that. I'd much rather get paid that day I finished the job because I accept a credit card than to have to go back home and lick a stamp, put it in the mail, and then wait for them to pay me 30 days later. I'd gladly give that 1.2% or whatever on the job to get paid. I'm not a bank. I'm not going to finance people's projects. Small business assistance through the North Carolina Department of Commerce. There's resources for starting and operating your business. There is their URL, www.nccommerce.com/business. I highly recommend, clicking on it and seeing what they offer. And then local community colleges, speaking of me, right? Community college teacher, and universities, there's seminars, workshops, and courses that you can take. And then, of course, there is that cool guy named Turf Teacher that can help you get your continuing education credits and actually teach you how to install Christmas lights. So guys, be looking forward to our class that we're going to offer in July of 2020. We're going to do the first one in July, and we're going to show people how to market, price, and install Christmas lights. We're not going to be a franchise. It's going to be a course, and we're going to provide support throughout the holiday decorating season, where you'll have access to either myself, Orville, or Brent on a hotline, and you can call us with any technical questions that you may see arise in the field. But again, check them out, your local community colleges and your local vendors. They have a lot of good topics. You may or may not be able to get continuing education credit from them, but at least, knowledge is key, guy. You need to learn every single day, and that's the one thing I've learned from education. There's not one single person that knows everything about the green industry. This industry is so big and so widespread that none of us will be able to learn everything about the green industry. Small Business Administration. There are councils that assist and protects the entrance of the small business. and that is the SBA.gov. And then there's the Service Corps of Retired Executives. This is a national volunteer organization of retired executives who can provide counseling and training. And then there is their URL, www.score.org. And so what that is probably giving you access to some highly trained business professionals that can actually probably mentor you. Small Business Administration certificates. There is the historically underutilized business zone or hub zone certification. There is the 8 Alpha Business Development Program. And then there is small business certification. Then there is women-owned small business federal contract program, which I think is awesome. I love seeing women become more involved in this industry by being the business owner. I think that is amazing, and I love seeing that. And hopefully I can see my daughters grow into this business if they have an interest. But if they don't, I'm okay with that too. But I would love to see them become green industry professionals and maybe take the business over one day. Then there's veteran and service disabled veteran-owned business assistance program. Like I said, that's something I need to check out, being retired Army. Then there's the Native American-owned business certification, the Alaskan-owned business assistant program, and then the Native Hawaiian-owned business assistant program. And so, guys, I would highly recommend checking it out. If you fit into one of these categories, use it. That's what it's there for. And be proud of it. Be proud of your heritage. Be proud of your race. Be proud of who you are. God made each and every one of us special. And once we realize that, it doesn't matter what your sex is, what your race is. We're all kin when you look at it, and we're all here for a reason. And once we're happy being who we are, we can love everybody that's around us, and that's key. You got to love yourself first before you can love anybody else. And once you figure out that you're happy being you, you can love anybody for who they are and be friends with anyone. So use these if you fit into it. And then final inspection. Effective time management gives you a competitive edge and helps you anticipate problems before they occur. Well, if you've got your time managed, you may have some slots in there that you can actually be a firefighter. I always hear Gary Vee talk about saying, hey man, I'm an entrepreneur, but you know what that means? That means I'm a firefighter. He's like, I spend almost all of my day putting out these fires and making the decision that some people just have a hard time doing. He said it's firefighting when you're that CEO. When you're the problem stops with you. You can blame no one else but yourself. You have to fix it. Effective delegation increases your efficiency and helps develop your employees. And then the right ethical choices help protect your reputation and avoid that litigation. Again, guys, doing the right thing is always the right thing. Bite your tongue. Do whatever you got to do. Go to the gym and work out and take out that frustration, but never say anything negative about a competitor and never do anything in the public that could hurt your reputation as a business owner. Technology is an essential tool for communicating and keeping your business competitive. Multiple software packages out there, guys, that will help you. And then several organizations are available to help small businesses with a variety of functions. And not only are there organizations out there, but there's industry organizations. There's industry events like the GIE. Guys, if you do not go to the Green Industry Expo every October in Louisville, Kentucky, you're really missing out. You need to check that out. That is one heck of a show, guys. You don't have time to cover everything. I wish it was a week long instead of the 2.5 days that the trade show floor is open. It needs to be all week because it's so huge. It is so huge. But you learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. You network with companies and individuals that you need to have that network connection with. And then certifications for small, minority, and women-based owned businesses are available through the government, and I highly recommend you checking those out. Especially if you and your spouse, if you're involved, get it certified as a woman-based business. Make your wife the president. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if she's involved with it. My wife has absolutely nothing to do with Turf Teacher. Does not want anything to do with Elite Landscape Service. nope, don't care about it, don't want anything to do about it. And I kind of envy that sometimes because I see these hardworking couples building something together, and I'm a little bit envious of that. I'm not going to lie. I truly respect the married couple that's in the green industry together. I've seen my mom and dad do it their entire careers, and I love them for that. And I love seeing my colleagues out there whose spouses, whether it's the woman owning the business and her husband's a part of it, or vice versa. Guys, it's a good thing to see a couple grow a business together. Um, Executing that marketing plan. So, what is the vision for my business? If you don't know it, how do you think your employees are going to know it, and your customers? You started for some reason, right? And so you've got to figure out what it is that vision is. Hey, it's to build something that I can sell 10 years down the road, or it's something that I can build and let my children take over. Whatever it is, whatever your vision is, you need to let people know. And you've got to know it first. Knowing your vision is going to help you to get to where you want to be. Write it down. Do like Lee says and have that whiteboard, and we'll write those goals for 5 years, 10 years down the road. Who are my customers? Who are you targeting? Well, everybody has that favorite customer. Why not know who they are, and why not go after them individually? And then some of the other larger sites might start falling into place. But if you love that 10,000 square foot lawn or that 5,000 square foot lawn, know where those properties are, know who those customers are, and target all of your marketing towards that. What is the best way to reach these customers? Duh, it's social media. You shouldn't have to ask that. And the thing is, you can target those people, because that 5,000 square foot lawn, even that 10,000 square foot lawn, pretty much they're making about the same amount of money because they're living in the same size house. You can target all your Instagram and Facebook marketing income Pacific and neighborhood Pacific. You can target who you want to target, and you have to do that with your paid content marketing. And then you can still advertise, organically by just posting every single day. Hashtag that neighborhood that you want to be in. That's the easiest thing to do. Take a picture of a yard that you've done in it. If you want to get 20 more yards in that neighborhood, take a picture of it. Hashtag the heck out of that picture with the neighborhood name and the location of where it's at and your business name. Guys, it's so easy to do. What is my competitive advantage? What makes people want to hire you? Is it that you have that associate's degree in horticulture? Are you a landscape architect? Are you a certified arborist as well? We all have something that we're very proud of, and we need to act on it and promote it. What makes us who we are? That is my competitive edge. My education is my competitive edge, and I let people know that. What is the best way to promote my products and services? Again, social media and truck lettering. That goes back to your printed materials. Your logo and your social media sites and websites and phone number need to be plastered over every single vehicle that you have. You need to look like a NASCAR truck that races on Friday nights driving into a neighborhood. People need to know that it's you. Do it. Spend that money. Advertise it. Don't just put a magnetic sign on your door. That drives me crazy. Well, Eric, I want to take my logo off when I take the wife out on Saturday night to eat. No, dude, I'm getting in something that's lettered up to the T. My little girls can't stand it. They're like, Dad, we look like NASCAR. Don't do it. Don't take this truck. I love promoting myself, and that's what you have to do. Promote it. And then every vehicle that we got that says, Elite Landscape Service, buy the turf teacher. Everything, it's got all of our social media on it. And what will my marketing efforts cost? Well, if you're doing it all on social media, it costs nothing but a little bit of time. And if you've seen my videos, like, YouTube for the green industry, Snapchat for the green industry, it's so easy to use these tools, and it costs you nothing. Yes, you spend a little bit of money on lettering up your truck and having nice uniforms for your client or for your customer, for your employees, and then spend some time on the social media marketing. How much revenue do I expect to gain as a result of marketing efforts? You can come up with a pretty good number if you get so many yards. out of this marketing campaign that it should be able to pay for. You'll be able to write that down and figure it out. Who will manage the marketing program? Well, some people will have an employee do it. That's the one thing I like being in charge of. I like making sure the information about my company going out there, that I at least approve of it. So, but you can have an employee do it. Guys, you may have an employee that is really good with Snapchat or Instagram and knows how to do all the hashtag and stuff. You might give them a cell phone and say, hey, I need you to do this for the company. And they might be thrilled to death to do that. And they may take that to the limit and actually get you more customers than you could actually need. Will you need to hire outside help to execute the program? Probably not. I wouldn't worry about that. What growth opportunities exist in my industry? You've got to study the area that you live in. What is it that people need? What is it that people are asking for? And then what challenges for growth exist in my industry? Well, it's always employees, but hopefully you're taking some of the advice I'm giving you with the high school students, and hopefully that is able to help you find some new and good employees. Pre-printed stuff, again, create your identity, your logo. Your logo probably needs to be revisited every 3 to 5 years and maybe just changed up a little bit, give it a little fresh look. A good logo should be simple and easy to remember, attractive in color, and both black and white for print. Limited to 1 or 2 colors. Represent your company identity, and then scalable up or down, meaning that you can blow it up and it still be attractive in any size. And you need to have a copy of it in a vector form that you can insert into any social media. And what that means is that it's transparent, so your logo could just sit in midair, and you could insert it over photographs or anything like that, and you don't have that white or black background. It's transparent, and you can see what's behind you. And and you may need to get a graphics company to do that. Lee Smith, Titan Graphic Works, again. Trust me, I've spent a lot of money with him, and I am not getting paid by him to talk about it, but there are several individuals out there that guys can help you with logo design and actually get you some nice hats and a nice logo that you can use in pretty much any format. Promotional materials, it gives your name a brand. Brochures, direct mails. Yes, that's still probably good sometimes, but guys, to be honest with you, I think a lot of people throw that in the trash. Job site signs, yes. Truck signs, yes. I mean, the truck needs to be lettered to the T. Your websites and your social media, guys, you've got to have all this. And I know a lot of you, who's got young children that are doing this. They can help you do this just as good as anybody else. But the one thing, guys, that we have in our back pocket is that cell phone with the Google app. Google it. Learn how to sit there and, spend the time. Spend 2 hours researching how to run a Facebook ad. Guys, all this information is available free to us. All we got to do is sit down and watch it. While you're laying in the bed at 9 o'clock, while the spouse is watching a murder mystery, you could put some headphones in and watch a video on how to run a Facebook ad, and then try it. It's going to work. Don't rely on somebody. Just do it yourself. We waste so much time. Guys, when it comes back to time management, I guarantee you that all of us could find 2 extra hours in the day because we've ended up wasting it either in a meeting that should only been 7 minutes instead of an hour, or an estimate that we should have pre-qualified over the phone. We can find the time to do this stuff. Networking with public relations, build your brand and stay in the public's eye. You got to do it. Join local trade associations. I'm all about that 100%. Participate in a local nonprofit initiative. Volunteer for local leadership opportunities. If you're in a smaller town, maybe town council or something like that. Sponsor community events. Send press releases to local media. We've had tremendous success with that. And hold an open house at your place of employment. Effective selling. Don't underestimate your selling skills. Active listening is the golden rule to effective selling. Be attentive and maintain good eye contact. Always look them in the eye. Keep an open eye and don't interrupt. Ask clarifying questions. Put yourself in their shoes, and then pay attention to the body language. If they're starting to feel a little uncomfortable, they're going to start moving around and stuff. Hey, back off a little bit or change the tone of the conversation. Unrealistic or inaccurate statements just to make a sale, do not do it, guys. Always under promise and overproduce for your customers. That's going to make a happy client, and they're going to post it on their social media that you've done a heck of a job for them. Organize the sales process. Selling is a process. Higher value sales have a longer selling process than lower value. So yes, if you're bidding on a large landscape installation on a commercial site, it's going to take a little bit longer than a residential redo. Organize to manage the selling process and provide the best service possible. Develop a sales tracking sheet for each contact you make. And then prioritize your sales leads to manage your time in the sales process. And guys, you probably need to have an office manager that's doing this if you're not able to. But this is key. You got to track which ones you're getting and why you aren't getting the ones that you don't get. Keep a board with this or keep it in a software package. The presentation, present your best side. Presentation materials are visuals that give the customer something solid and take away to read after a meeting. Communication is key, and clearly understanding your potential customers' needs is imperative. Overcoming no. Don't be afraid to hear the word no. I'm sure most of you are parents. That was my kids' first words was not dad or love you or anything like it. It was no, no, no. We're used to hearing that, guys. It's okay. This is the time to use your active listening skills to overcome the objections. Repeat the objections to ensure you understand the customer's reservation, and no question is a stupid question. So the reason you don't want to hire us is you don't have enough money, right? Your house broke. Is that what I'm understanding? Don't be that guy either. Repeat the objection, understand why it is that they can't do it, make note of it, and see if there's any negotiation that you can do there. Or if not, chalk it up to a loss. It's okay. I'm used to being told no on certain things. And then final inspection, execution of the marketing plan, your printed materials, your promotional material, public relations, guys, your effective selling skills, organizing that sales process, and your sales presentation. I hope that this helps you in your business. Guys, I want to not only be your role model, but your failure model. I'm always going to tell you the things that work, and I'm also going to tell you the things that don't work. You're my colleagues. You're not my competitors. I want to help each and every single one of you, and I hope that I have. And guys, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.